Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lakna. Thank you so much for tuning in. So in this video, I want to talk about the next coming full moon, which is happening around May 23rd. And in Vedic astrology, this full moon is happening in Scorpio in the Nakshatra called Anuradha. So the full moon is a time where the moon is completely full and illuminating its light to us, this light which brings up all that has been hidden from our path that we are now ready to face and see and feel and heal. And this illumination can bring up and stir up a lot of emotions within us. It can stir up a lot of things in our life that we really need to face in that time of the full moon. So as we move into the full moon, as we approach this time, the moon is getting brighter and bigger, and these things, these signs are slowly creeping up, and little synchronicities can come to the surface, and little things can be pointing us in this direction of what is going to come up around the time of the full moon. And these themes are to do with Scorpio and this nakshatra, especially Anuradha. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto, and this nakshatra Anuradha is ruled by Saturn. So these are all some really powerful but also intense planets, and so this energy can feel quite intense. And it's interesting because this nakshatra Anuradha is actually such a benevolent, loving nakshatra, because the deity involved is god Mitra, who is the god of friendship and partnership and connections with people. That is a very beautiful and benevolent thing, to be connected to people and to have friends and to be harmoniously connected to one another. It's interesting because that is the energy of this star, but these planets, Mars, Pluto, Saturn, they are all very strict and harsh and intense. And it's made me think, the themes coming up in my life right now and that I see around me with the people I care about, there are these themes of, in a positive sense, it is using this Martian, Plutonian and Saturnian energy in our friendships and with the people that we love and care about for the positive. So when we think about Mars, it is really having healthy confrontations with one another when necessary, and really facing the conflict that we need to in order to come to a resolution, and not shying away from speaking up and really, you know, dealing with those uncomfortable conversations and dealing with those uncomfortable things that you really need to confront with one another. Because the thing is, we are all unique individuals. No matter how closely connected we are to one another, we all have our differences, and we need to make sure we always are communicating and that we are always being authentic with one another in a healthy way. A healthy Mars is able to confront and deal with these conflicts in a way where we're not hurting another person. That Plutonian energy is also really wanting that for us, because Pluto really wants us all to grow and evolve, and this requires letting go of limiting ways of living and being that we are growing up away from, that can be unhealthy habits and behaviors that do not serve us any longer. And we can think about this theme to do with our friends and the people that we care about, and if we are in certain friendship groups or certain or with certain people in our life are encouraging us to continue on with unhealthy habits or unhealthy ways of living that do not serve us, this Plutonian energy from Scorpio really wants us to release those things and to change those, to confront those with the Mars, and to ideally for us all to grow and evolve together harmoniously. Then that beautiful Saturnian energy, which is also quite harsh, but in a positive sense, we can see that Saturn is helping us to maintain healthy boundaries with one another and to be patient and to be persevering throughout the friendships and the connections in our life while we are all going through ups and downs in our life. But those friendships where we can stick by one another, those ride and die friendships and partnerships and connections, those are so special, and Saturn gives us that strength and that energy to be able to do that, to stick it through with people that we truly love and care about. Saturn is a really preserving and sustaining force that allows us to continue on with these beautiful, loving connections that are very important to us, to stay devoted to those and committed. So that's what Saturn is all about, and Mars is giving us that courage as well to really speak to each other when necessary and deal with those conflicts and confrontations. So as the full moon tends to illuminate things that we really need to face and accept within ourselves and within our lives and heal those things, and it tends to be things that we need to let go of and release. And because of that, things now can come up to do with the connections in our life, with the friendships and with the partnerships, and really any connection in our life, and any sort of habits, behaviors, anything really that is not serving our highest good can come up now. And it's really interesting because this Nakshatra, Anuradha, one of the biggest life lessons for Anuradha is because they are so devoted and such good friends, like they're able to really get along with so many different people and be such a good friend to others. But their life lesson is that they are very easily manipulated and taken advantage of because they care so deeply, because they are so devoted and giving and loving. Not everyone has the purest intentions for them, and this can happen to any of us in our life, where now is the time for us to really re-examine and reflect, to go within, to meditate and see what this full moon is trying to illuminate to us about the connections in our life and which sort of things we need to use that Martian energy to maybe confront and really have that courage to deal with some conflict and confrontation there. And ultimately this is for that Plutonian energy to go through a rebirth, to grow, to evolve in how we express ourselves in our friendships and our connections. Are we being our most authentic selves? Are we able to shine our light brightly, to walk with confidence and to feel loved and supported and fully free in the way that we are? Do we feel comfortable and confident in being ourselves with the people in our life? And if not, it's time to really reflect on that. And if not, it's time for you to reflect on your own self as well and what barriers you are putting up against yourself, because no one really is stopping you from being you. And really the lesson and the advice I give is to just continue being you unapologetically, and the people who are supposed to be around you, who align with your authentic, beautiful, loving, bright light of energy, those people who resonate with that and who are there to encourage you and support you and who honor and respect you, they will align with you naturally, and then people who aren't will naturally fall away and or become distant from your life. So trust that. So the star Anuradha is really trying to teach us how to balance truly honoring and respecting yourself, your energy, your time, your values, your priorities, your goals, all of that, to really honor and respect yourself while also honoring and respecting the needs and the energies of those around you, those that you are deeply connected to. And this energy of Scorpio as well as Anuradha is really reminding us to trust our intuition and discern when things are healthy or not, and when you do need to do the hard thing, say the hard thing, have that conflict or confrontation to create a more harmonizing energy with those around you, with your situation, your circumstance, with the people in your life, to do the hard but very necessary things to recreate harmony and to also grow and evolve. And you can grow and evolve with people together as well. And this is something that this star teaches us, is to really be able to withstand really beautiful connections that are meant to be in your life. And sometimes you have to go through difficult times together or apart, but there are certain people that are just really supposed to be in your life. And this star is wanting us to make sure that you grow together and that you evolve and that you're becoming more and more peaceful, more and more aligned with your authentic self, with your free spirit, with really feeling aligned in who you are, while also remaining connected to these people that you care and love deeply. And we are all having very unique experiences in life, and sometimes we go down very completely different paths to our friends and the people we really care about. But that doesn't mean we have to completely disconnect and never see these people again, or to really go our separate ways. Doesn't mean that. And this star really teaches us that we can stay devoted and connected and committed to the people that are really important to us, and that is such a special thing. So some difficult but very real themes and energies that we have all experienced and have all come up for all of us at some point in our life can be illuminated at the time of this full moon. And these are themes that we really need to address in ourselves and in our friendships, in our connections, and how we can come to a healthy understanding and healthy healing place with these themes, such as jealousy, possessiveness, obsession, betrayal, trust issues. These are very scorpionic themes, and these are themes that tend to come up with people that you are very closely connected to. And this Scorpio energy wants us to really develop resilience, emotional resilience especially, and strength to face those really uncomfortable emotions and to really experience them and feel them, and then we heal them, we release them, and we accept them. And the things that we really aren't feeling and we aren't accepting in ourselves, the things that we judge and push away, these are the things that become a shadow within us, and then they become illuminated, they become a big issue in our lives. So especially at the time of the full moon is when our shadow selves and the shadow of the people around us can be more illuminated, especially at the time of a Scorpio full moon, because the shadow world is very apparent in with this Scorpio energy, and it is nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a very powerful thing. So this Scorpio full moon, this Anuradha full moon, is just a powerful time for us to really do some reflective work. And I mentioned this at the time of the new moon as well. And you know, the new moon that we have prior to the full moon is very connected to each other. It is this cycle that we are completing. So this full moon is a completion of the cycle that began at the new moon. And it's interesting because this new moon was in the sign called Bharani, which is ruled by the god of death. And Bharani is a very similar energy to Scorpio, where it is all about this transformative rebirth that we are being asked to go through, and it really requires deep self-reflection and inner healing and shadow work, and really facing the deep dark things that are buried within us. And so I just encourage you all to do that when you get the time to. It is the most uncomfortable things that we do for ourselves that truly set us free. So I hope this video has given you some inspiration for this full moon, and I hope that it really illuminates to you all that you need to see to really elevate your life and elevate the connections and the friendships in your life, and to grow stronger together. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video.